Hello, my name is DrWho Studios and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a production timeline and a script to screen of my most recent LEGO Doctor Who episode, and that episode was called Depths of the Vortex. Within this video you will be getting an insight in how I create my animations, how I achieve my shots, and the many issues that I make and how to avoid them yourself. The many issues I make. First three scenes were written ages ago, and I didn't really like them when I came back to looking at them again, so I chose to basically scrap them and start over. They were a bit too much too quickly, and they were a bit Doctor Strange and not very Doctor Who, and something that was quite difficult to achieve, even though it would be ideally what I wanted. I want fluid camera motion and all that kind of stuff, and you can't do that very well in animation. Some of those things do come across in the final version, but not as much as they do in the original version. I feel like I'm saying I don't have a plan, but I definitely did have a plan. It's literally all in my head. It sounds really bigoted to say, but it really is in all of my head, and I kind of know where each episode is going, what I want to happen in each scene, and you can kind of block it out that way. So for example, Scene 2 is how Aaron escapes the Master. That's that scene. I first had the idea for this episode as a whole back in 2017 when I was first coming up with the ideas for the episodes, and I was thinking about episode 1, and it kind of sort of merged into episode 6 and things like that. So originally this was very much a Doctor Strange episode with sort of portals everywhere and things walking through and stuff like that, and things that weren't supposed to walk through, you know. So you'd see like knights in the wrong place and you know, soldiers lost out of time and all that kind of stuff, and it would kind of be like the aftermath of that, and Unit would have tried to, you know, pick up all of the pieces and things like that to try and get everyone back to where they need to be. But obviously if good things are coming through, bad things are coming through as well, and that was the original script for episode 6. But then I thought I'd make it a little bit more arc focused, and I realised I have a lot of exposition and explaining to do and stuff like that to make the next parts, you know, work better. So I thought I would do some of that at the same time as trying to make an engaging story. Good amount of time after writing those first couple of scenes, I kind of left the project a bit. I was working on other videos, and it was towards the end of my A-levels. I started filming on the 6th of June 2020, and within this time, or the next day in fact, I started writing the script in full. Now, I'm not saying do the episodes without scripts. You definitely need a script to do an animation. But for me, I think everything was sort of written down and blocked out so much in my head. For me, it's always been quite easy to make scripts because I always know where things are going before I start writing them. So for me, it's just a matter of wording. It took ages to film this episode. Considering that I started in June, the thing wasn't finished till the end of September. 4 months is not terrible for an animation, to be honest, but just the filming bit, because they spend years on animations in, you know, high productions and everything like that. So I suppose that it wouldn't be bad. But I think I filmed the whole thing the wrong way, and it made it quite distorted and quite a weird experience. So I filmed everything with Aaron, the companion, the scenes that he's in with the TARDISes, because they were simple, and like I said, I filmed them really early. A bit later than that, I started filming the stuff with the Doctor in the Depths of the Vortex and the 12th Doctor and all of that. So I had the set built, and over a matter of weeks, maybe even a month, I would keep filming sections from that. And then obviously there are branches of that, such as the bit when they go to the end of the world. Those bits were then filmed after, and I called all that the initial filming. They were the bits with the Doctor, almost like the transitions between scenes. So these bits just kind of stitched everything together, so I thought it'd be good to get like the main bulk of it done. All of that was finished by July, and I was really proud of myself because I felt like I got a good way through it, and I thought to myself, hey, this thing could be done by like September, which would be great, and that means that we can start working on the next episode and all that kind of stuff before New Year. And things didn't go according to plan. The remaining filming time from July to September was basically filming small insert shots, for the most part anyway. It's interesting how even if a set is in the episode for less than a minute, you're still putting a lot of time into building those sets, and when you have loads of sets such as... Let's go to the list. The End of the World from episode 2, Gallifrey, a TARDIS, an 80s house, Gallifrey doors, a street, a court, the Nine's lab, images of the Nine lined up, to name a few. Oh, a Meccan ship. I'm glad that I filmed it now, but I wish I was a bit cleverer with it all. And for some reason, I do not know why, I decided to do all the post-production stuff for the stuff with 12 and the current Doctor, and I did them together, and I started editing all of that out and rendering out those scenes, which we'll be talking about soon. You know, it was a very strange process, and I really wish that I cut that stuff, that post-production, that early post-production stuff. And the final scene that I filmed was the final scene of the episode. I really wanted the thing to be perfect, so I dwelled on it a little bit and ended up not filming it for a while. But eventually I did in the living room, and I just went and I filmed it. It felt like such a big task when it was such an important scene, but really it was not. It was mostly still images and wasn't that complicated. I wish once again that I planned it a bit better and got on with the filming of that final scene, because if I did, then I would have been able to do the post-production of that quicker and then put it all together. And at this point, I do not understand once again why I decided to do all the post-production for the whole episode apart from that last scene. So I did all of the episode, and then I decided, oh god, I need to do the last scene, so then I did the last scene afterwards. It felt very weird and quite muddled in that respect. That brings us on to post-production. Now, post-production is quite a difficult thing to talk about because most of it is just me slaving over my laptop. It all starts off with Windows Movie Maker. Once the images are taken, I put them into Windows Movie Maker and create the actual animation out of them. It's quite unorthodox, but that's how I do things. Then I go to my paid video editor, which costs about £5 a month, called VideoPad, to do everything else. I have a process when I do post-production for any scene, so if you pick a scene, this is how I've done it. I make the animation and it's completely silent, and within this time I'm also doing all the visual effects and the timing of shots, and I'm never really quite sure what they are because I haven't got the audio yet. Then on Audacity I make the audio tracks and all of that, get them timing right so that they come across as natural as possible. Sometimes I overlap lines so it feels like we're having more of a conversation, such as they talk, stop, I talk, stop. If we talk slightly over each other, it's more of a conversation. Then you'd move on to the sound effects and the music. Music is quite self-explanatory, but something that I've really learned in recent animations, especially with Checkmate, is follow the action with the music. So if something bad happens or something sad happens, for example, if there's a moment of sadness within an action scene, then make the music reflect that, don't just keep playing the current track. It's almost like you've closed your eyes and you can't see the scene anymore, so you have to kind of describe the scene with the music. That kind of works. One of the best uses of music in the episode is when the Doctor, the 12th Doctor, sends you back to your body, and that is one track that is played throughout the entire episode, but this time it's played in reverse to show that things are going wrong. Is a lot worse.
No, this cannot be the future.
Path was chosen when you broke the rules of time. Time is accelerating. The events of your future have been brought forward.
All of that is about to happen. What's causing it?
It is unclear. The actions that start your future have been moved to the present. A war is coming. A war for Aaron. I'll send you back to your body in order for you to play your role in this time. Grab him. Protect him before it is all too late. Anywhere. Get anywhere. Don't let the 9 get their hands on him, otherwise they can rejoin across the universe. And for this one I even made a couple of tracks of my own on GarageBand. I basically used the live loops feature and was able to manipulate the music so that it would do what I wanted it to do. Now we come on to probably the longest stage, and the stage that I find the most worrying, and that is when you basically review the episode over and over again. So the episode is completed, you have the credits and all the scenes are in place and the music and everything is done, and you have the animation basically finished, and then you watch it. Sometimes for the first time in full from beginning to end. You watch it, you take note of it. Multiple times this is, and then you fix those things and then you watch it again. Just try not to be too much a perfectionist, otherwise you will never get anywhere with it. Personally for me, I think that some of episode 6 is really out of focus and I really hate it. I do think a lot of episode 6 is simply good enough. Like, there are some perfect scenes and perfect shots, but That again. But, you know, there's some issues. And then at that point you upload it, and I am always worried just before the premiere of an episode. So when I see a comment that says that they like it, I am absolutely ecstatic. What's next though? How am I going to continue? Very much behind schedule at this point. Episode 7 is called 6 Hours Till Death. It's a real cheery one. The script is mostly done. Myself and Yasmin have written it. Aaron has escaped the Master, but the Doctor is still lost. Aaron must pick up the Doctor's work in order to prevent the return of a mysterious demon. Every hour it kills someone, the clock ticks down. 6 hours till death. On a technical note, I've bought a new camera. A really expensive one. My current camera has a 35 optical zoom, and it's never really in focus when you use it anyway. But a new camera has a 135mm zoom. It has a gorgeous focus, and I probably should say it's called a Canon 600D. It works by remote, it has the flip screen, it has a great lens, and I really can't wait to start using it. Here are a couple of images that I've taken before. So really, I've improved on the issues that I've had with episode 6 by getting the new camera and getting an upgrade of camera as well. I do need to buy a new light though, because it kind of fell. Okay, need a new bulb. I plan to start shooting it next month when I actually get my hands on the camera, so that should be good. Half of it is already meticulously planned in terms of shots. I'm actually going to be using an app called Shot Lister, which allows you to basically create all the shots that you want, so everything's planned out in advance, and there should be a much smoother production this time. I'm really looking forward to this one. I think it's got a really cool idea. The technical aspects are much improved from the previous animations, so I think that this should be a good episode, and we're getting towards the finale now. So thank you guys very much for watching. A belated Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.